What is you guys? It's your boy Darian, man. Back at it again with another review. Today we got Kanye, man. Now, when we first think of Kanye and his first three albums, I'm gonna be honest with you. At least just from my standard, from what I've heard, around myself. Though obviously, it's just like hearing, what people think. Not really going deep diving into reviews or anything. But what I usually hear from Kanye fans in terms of his first three albums that he first dropped when he first started doing the music scene and everything, you either hear their favorite is going to be either College Dropout or Graduation, which is usually the one that people love the most. Graduation being number one, then number two would be the College Dropout, and you would put, in my opinion, even though I think this is the best out of the three, in my opinion, the Late Registration at third. And I'm just gonna here to talk about why I fucking think this one's better than all the other two. Now, respect to Graduation, respect to the College Dropout, both of them are very good and they have classics and they have really great tracks. But I just don't like all of them. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, there's just tracks on the College Dropout that I don't find as interesting, and then same thing goes with Graduation. There's a couple tracks off there that I'm just like not the biggest fan of. But when I listen to the Late Registration, I love them all, man. I love them all. Now, starting off with Wake Up, Mr. West, you already know, man. Legendary Kanye skit. And honestly, he has his best skits on this one. At least I hope you can agree off of that. I mean, even though you would only compare it to the College Dropout, I think these skits are hilarious. Sorry about that. But yeah, and then you got Heard Him Say. I mean, it's just a vibe, man. I mean, to have Adam Levine on your track and for it to be just a vibe, I don't know what to say, man. It's such a vibe. It's like it starts off with such a vibe, and then you got Touch the Sky, which is just a track that you just gets even more vibey. Like, it's crazy how he goes from one track to another, and they're both just complete utter vibes. Like, you feel the vibes, man. You just feel the vibes when you're listening to it. Lupe Fiasco, great feature. And then you got Gold Digger with Jamie Foxx, which is just honestly a timeless track from Kanye because bro knows. And I think Gold Digger is honestly something that, in terms of the Late Registration and just in general, you know the demand of money and how important it is, even early on in your stages of wanting to date, uh, just goes to show how Kanye knows what's good, man. And for him to put it on a specific, on a school subject type of album, I guess, it works perfectly. And it's just catchy as fucking. I mean, bro's just killing it. Skit number one, banger, obviously. I mean, come on, skits are great. Drive Slow. I mean, dude, Drive Slow, Crack Music, My Way Home. Bro, they brought that energy that we needed from this album. It's not just, a school-based fucking album. It is Kanye is really trying to tell you what's good and how, from his perspective, um, you know, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but just like, um, explaining, like the atmosphere and the what the game brings to hip hop. Honestly, I mean, well, Drive Slow to me is obviously the you better drive slow because if you're in the hood, you better watch out, man. I mean, there's a lot of fucked up shit around the corner or this, depending on where you're living, and you better watch your way. My Way Home is a short, sweet skit with Common going crazy. I like it. I think it's fine. Crack Music is a banger, and it's intriguing the the theme of it and how he really brings political issues in this, and how also to me it's kind of a good way to go off another track called Addiction, and just how the crack music or the hip hop, music type is really starting to become even more and more of an issue in terms of just like how easily you can get addicted to it. I don't know, man. There's probably a lot way better way to explain it, but it's just a banger, and I know that there's a lot more to that track, just from not just from the repetitiveness and everything, but just the eeriness of what you get, and the game bringing a banger verse, of course. Roses, um, it's a pretty sad song, pretty sad song from Kanye, obviously. The situation with the grandma and stuff, and just it's tough. But later on, in terms of Kanye's career, it gets even more brutal with, obviously the mother and stuff, which we will get to on, obviously, one of the tracks here. Bring Me Down feature Brandy. It's just a banger. It's such like Kanye's lyrics on there. Oh my god. His spit game, bro. Tupac line, everything about it. He didn't have that much verses on this, but Brandy killed it. And it's a banger. Addiction, going back to what I said before. I mean, Addiction is intriguing. I know he talks about the money, the weed, and the bitches, and it makes sense. It makes sense. But man, it's a it's a song that it's real. It's just real. Skit number two, the broke one, honestly way more funnier than the first skit. Hilarious. I love it. Diamonds from Sierra Leone remix featuring Jay-Z, a banger. Beat banger. Sample banger, everything, and then they just go hard. They just go fucking hard on it, bro. I love it. I love it. We Major featuring Nas, really though. This track was honestly the first track I ever heard from Kanye before listening to Kanye. I listened to it on I was playing NBA 2. I don't know what 2K it was, but old 2K, and this was on there, and I love the song. I love the song, and it's just it's a classic. Skit number three, another banger. Uh, Bangers, man. Hey Mama. Oh man, mother songs be the best, man. Obviously you go with obviously also Big Sean later on in his career did some mom songs too. He still obviously has a mom, but when that comes, that's gonna hurt him obviously. But or I don't know. I don't think his mom's dead yet. Yeah, I think he's fine. But like, bro, mom songs just hit. They just fire. You know what I'm saying? I love them. I love them. Celebration's a banger. Celebration's a banger. I mean, it's kind of weird to go from Hey Mama, a very, knowing Kanye, what happened with Kanye, to Celebration. But then again, it makes sense in terms of like, if back in the day, it was probably two bangers. But yeah, skit number four, they found out what happened with Kanye. Hilarious. Gone featuring Consequence and Cameron. I really like this for the features, in my opinion. I think Killer Cam went crazy on this track. Kanye didn't do that good, but I still love it. Consequence did his fucking thing, even though he probably could have gone harder. But I still love Gone. I love Gone. Just like the other track. I can't hate the track. I can't hate the track. Diamonds from Sierra Leone, bonus track by Kanye. He redid everything, and he just spit fire. I think it could be honestly better than the original in terms of just wanting pure bars from Kanye, and just completely different completely different verses. And they're fire. They're fire shit. And then late, the final song, just a great way to, you know, tie in this amazing piece of work by Kanye, man. It's a banger, man. It's a banger. And yeah, man, late registration, bro. I mean, just wanted to tackle it. It's just a banger, man. I love it. I love it. I love all of them, man. I don't know what to say. It's just from the production to the features to everything, just felt like a great body of work that I on the first listen, I thought all the tracks were great, and as I listen to it more and more, I just it's on repeat. It's on repeat when I